Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 5, and today we're returning with two big games with our Canaries as we take on Newcastle away in the FA Cup 5th round and Brighton at home, plus a couple of new signings and some sales as well. Before we get to the games though, shall Norwich be getting on off camera? And we shall start with the transfer activity, where as you can see we are now in March and we had a very busy transfer deadline day where we made 2 sales and also signed 2 players as well. Sorry, 3 sales in total, but only 2 really important ones. And we'll start with the sales, where as you can see Vrankic left on deadline day to BSC Young Boys in Switzerland. I actually posted about this on Twitter, so you guys will be notified of this. I said as he was leaving, when your players leave the club you can give them a passing comment, and I said to Mario, "You're welcome back any time," and he said, "There's no way I'm coming back whilst you're still manager." So that bridge has been burned. He's coming nowhere near Carrow Road ever again. And also Tim Krul, our goalkeeper, left to Inter Milan for £6 million as well. As soon as there was interest, he wanted to go, and I couldn't really stand in his way from going to the San Siro, could I? So Krul has gone as well. But as you can see, we have replaced him with a new number 1. And it's one of the best young goalkeepers you can get in Football Manager this year as well. So I'm really happy about this one. It's a Venezuelan goalkeeper. Not sure I can pronounce the name right, but I think it's Wilker Farines, I think that's right. Any Venezuelans that watch me, feel free to correct me there, but Farines is in regardless, and again, it's one of the best young goalkeepers you can get in FM this year, so I'm very happy with this, and it was a bargain as well. We sold Krul for £6 million, we signed Farines for a third of that. He's had a decent start as well since coming in too, so yeah, Farines is in. He's I think 8 or possibly 9 years younger than the Dutch goalkeeper too, so I'm very happy with that. Whilst Krul might have gone, he's a good goalkeeper, we got a very solid replacement for him, and based on report, he actually is better than Tim Krul as well. And the other signing we made was a loan signing as well. Obviously, after the sales of Vrankic and Krul, we got £10 million, but not all that got added to our budget. I couldn't really find a decent value for money player on the transfer list, but I went down the loan list, and this seemed like a really good deal. Rob Holding has arrived from Arsenal on loan until the end of the season. Now, we are paying, I think, 40% of his wages. No, we're paying 100%. Really? Oh no, that was the other guy I was thinking about signing. Never mind. Spoilers, but I was about to sign Phil Jones, and I would have paid 40% of his contract. No, 40. That's where I got the number from. 40 is the grand a week we'll be paying. So we're paying all of Rob Holding's wages plus 150 grand a month as well. So that takes the official loan fee to 750 grand for the rest of the season. But Holding is a very good centre back. Can also play right back as well, and he's coming to help assure our back line between now and the end of the season. So yeah, 2 sales and 2 signings, and I like what we did on transfer deadline day. Not bad at all. But as we know, those youngsters have got their work cut out for them if they are to keep Norwich in the Premier League, because as we know, it's been a very tough season for us here at Carrow Road this campaign. But as you can see, I've played 8 games off camera, and the run has been pretty mixed since the last 2 games you saw, which were the 1-1 draw at the Den and the goalless draw at Villa Park. And as you can see, we started off our run off camera with a 2-0 victory in the FA Cup third round replay against Millwall. At the Den, it was a 1-1 draw, took them back to Carrow Road and beat them by 2-0. First Timu Pukki getting our first, and then Buendia in stoppage time. Oh my god, this guy, seriously, cannot afford to lose him. I'm glad we got him till the end of the season at the very least. What a superb solo goal in stoppage time to wrap up the victory and send us through to the 4th round. But following the victory, we had back-to-back defeats against Liverpool and Arsenal, as was to be expected. First 4-0 away at Anfield against the European champions. We conceded 3 goals in 11 minutes in this game, but it is worth pointing out I fielded an incredibly weakened lineup for this game. I thought we'd get thrashed regardless. We had a game in 3 days' time at home to Arsenal. I thought we had a more chance of getting a point in that game, so I threw out a backup team, and you got absolutely destroyed in that game by the Reds. And we also lost in midweek as well, so my strategy didn't really work out, not for the first time this season. We lost by 2-0 to the Gunners. Lacazette scored in the 30th minute, and then Kieran Tierney, 20 minutes after restart, made it 2-0. But following that redemption, we won on the weekend away on the South Coast against Southampton in the FA Cup 4th round. It was kind of annoying because, like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad to reach the 5th round. That's where the ball wants to get to, but I don't want the wins in the FA Cups. I want them in the league. I want victories on the Premier League right now, not in the Cup. We won the game by a goal to nil regardless. Made a tactical change towards the end of the game, brought on Stiepermann off the bench as well, and he won it for us with 5 minutes to play to give us back-to-back wins in the Cup as we march on to the 5th round. That's our first game today away at St James's Park. And following that, 2 very credible draws, to be fair, in the Premier League. First away at, I was about to say Upton Park there. First away at London Stadium against West Ham. Ham, where we drew 0-0. We were so unlucky not to win this game as well. We had some great chances, hit the woodwork 3 times in the game. How unlucky is that? And we had a goal controversially ruled out for offside in the first half as well. Pukki didn't touch the cross to the middle, but he was interfering with the goalkeeper's line of vision, and that's why it was disallowed. So I thought we were desperately unlucky not to win that game there and leave London with all 3. But we did get a very credible point against the English champions Man City the following week. We drew this game 1-1 here against Pep Guardiola's side. Aguero made it 1-0, but Buendia, that man again, rescued us, gave us a point, and a very solid draw there. So back-to-back draws, but unfortunately after that back-to-back defeat. First a 3-1 defeat at home to Bournemouth as Eddie Howe's victory. Eddie Howe's side got a big victory here. Methven Wilson and Jefferson Lerma got their goals in that game. Lerma, of course, is a player we had in our Cardiff save last year. Buendia grabbed a consolation goal for us in that one. And following that, a 3-1 defeat, I wish it was a 3-1 victory. 3-1 defeat away at Bramwell Lane against Sheffield United, where Ben Godfrey did get us back on level terms after Lys Mousset scored the first, but 24 minutes after the restart, he got his second, and Billy Sharp wrapped up the points late on as well. So, yeah, back-to-back defeats, and as you can see, it's been a very, very tough run for Norwich City in the Premier League. As you can see, no wins in 2020 as of, our last win was back in December away against Bournemouth. So right now in the Premier League, as you can see, we are still outside the relegation zone, but only just. We are only 2 points clear of Southampton right now with 10 games to go. We've conceded 49 goals in 28 games as well. Very worrying indeed, and just can't buy a win right now and cannot escape the drop zone. There's a real disparity though between the points between 15th and 14th right now. Newcastle are only 3 points ahead of Southampton from 15th to 18th right now, and even the bottom 2 have only got 1 point lower than 1 point less than Southampton right now in 19th and 20th. So it's very tight. Just 4 points are separating 6 teams with 10 games to go. It's anyone's guess as to who gets relegated come the end of the season. And so let's dive into our first game of today's episode then, away at St James's Park against Newcastle United in the FA Cup 5th round. Great chance here to reach the quarter-finals, but again, I'm not too concerned if we go out. This is the round the board wanted us to reach. We've reached it, and therefore, the game on the weekend against Brighton at home is far more important to me right now. Right now, an injury report, because the only one player is carrying a knock, that's Sam Byram. Everyone else is fully fit, and thus this will be our team for the game. 4-1-2-3 as we go over gegenpress system for the game. I have been trying out different tactical systems in this run off camera. The 4-2-3-1 has still wielded us our best results thus far, but the gegenpress does seem to be a very common for me tactical style this year, so I'm happy to use it for this game, and we'll see how we get on. So Farman's in goal. It's back for Oliveira, Closer, Godfrey and Aaron's with Tribal, Tetty and Stieferman through the middle of the park. Hernandez is on the left, Dembele is on the right. I know some of you guys want me to play Dembele more, so we'll start on the right, and young Adam Ida is going to lead the line as a pressing forward. On the bench we've got McGovern, Holding, Jamal Lewis, Duda, Buendia, Pukki and Dermich as well. And as we take on the Magpies, a serious chance at reaching the last state of the FA Cup. Great distraction from the league, but again, this is still our second priority. With Newcastle in a very similar situation to us right now, it's a bit of a weird game, this one. Like, both teams have a great chance to reach the last 8, but oh, it's Ben Godfrey almost scored a screamer. Both teams are more focused on the Premier League. It's really strange. Well, first starters for the Magpies might get one chance right before the break to take the lead. So Maximin takes it around Oliveira. Lovely run there, and the shot goes wide of the post. Still 0-0. And this has been a very, very uneventful first half, this. I'm going to be very passionate in my half-time team talk right here and try and instill some magic in my players due to the magic of the cup. And I'm going to say it's time for everyone to dig in and give everything you got left tonight. We deserve to win this match, so let's go and do it. And that's done literally nothing. A passionate half-time team talk, and none of my boys have reacted well. But I'll individually criticise everyone after a very poor first half. Everyone's fired up now. Second half to begin. I think just one goal will settle this tie. Buendia on the bench, willing to take him on at some point. It's Adam Ida! Yes, makes it 1-0, and the Canaries, this is so bloody annoying, have taken the lead. All of our wins in 2020 have come in the cup, and this might be another one. Stieferman, who scored the winner against the Saints in the last round, sets up Adam Ida for his 3rd of the year, and Norwich, fired up in the second half, have taken the lead. Extraordinary. Can't win in the Premier League, but the FA Cup's our competition. Dembele, Ida, oh! Should have been 2. Steepman's on the booking, so I'm going to take him off for Duda. I think I might bring on Buendia for Onel Hernandez. He's not played especially well out there as well. Maybe a bit of Buendia magic in the final 10 to wrap this game up. But 9 minutes to go. We've leaked many goals this season, and another one might come here. Almiron, saved by Farman. Still 1-0. If we can hold on to this, it will be our first win with a different style of tactics. Other than our... Oh, Dembele, what a ball! Yes! The youngsters combine to wrap it up. I was going to say it's our first win without playing a control possession style. It's our first win on camera, and the youngsters have combined for the dagger. Dembele for his first assist of the year. Ida with his 4th goal of the season. We're into the last 8 of the FA Cup. For fuck's sake. I don't even really want it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nice, but it's the Premier League I want to stay in. The FA Cup's not that important to me. But as Seibert goes down the right, his cross is blocked and it'll be a corner for the Magpies with 4 minutes of added time. Where's that come from, ref? As we still lead by 2, and the Magpies are looking to rescue it late. Jamal Lachelle scored, and they might just do so. 2-1. Lads, I wasn't being serious. I genuinely do want to get through. So if you could not capitulate in the final 4 minutes, that would be fantastic. Please, 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 please. Yes, there we go. 2-1 the final score, and we are through. You know, one thing I've noticed of late, I must have changed something, but for some reason, you know, in the final few seconds, it shows you what goes on the pitch for the final whistle. From now on, it doesn't do that. In a run off camera, that always happens. It just goes straight to the final whistle. But we're through. I can't believe it. We've done it. We conceded the late one, but I passionately say to the boys, that was really special, lads. Nobody gave us a chance, but you played magnificently. Congratulations. And Norwich City, despite a very tough Premier League campaign, are in to the last 8 of the FA Cup. Extraordinary. And here we go. FA Cup quarter-final draw then. And as you can see, there are still a couple of championship sides left in there. In fact, there's 3. We've got Brentford, Leeds and Wigan. All from the championship, still left in the draw. And, well, I must say, looking at this draw here, Manchester United is still in, Leicester is still in as well. But, I mean, I'll tell you what, there's a really good chance for a championship side or one of the little lads to go and win this one. So let's see who we've got then in the quarterfinals. Oh, it's Leeds United and we've got Leicester away. That's not exactly a tie I wanted there. It could have been worse, but that's probably the second worst outcome it could have possibly been. Leeds versus Manchester United. How about that? But Leicester away at the King Power Stadium in the quarterfinal stages, and that will be played on the 22nd of March on the Sunday. Not a very kind cup draw, really, is it? Leicester City this season have done pretty well. They're currently sat in 9th place in the table right now. More wins than defeats. And, yeah, they're probably not going to make a Europa League spot now. However, have had a pretty decent campaign under Brendan Rodgers. And you'd probably say that's probably the 2nd or 3rd worst outcome it possibly could have been. Obviously, Manchester United away would have been the worst one. But them or Sheffield United away wouldn't have been easy either. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough game, that. But, anyway, a nice distraction from our struggles in the Premier League. And some very frustrating results here as well on the Saturday as I was advancing through the calendar. As you can see, Aston Villa have somehow pulled off the impossible and beaten Man City away by 2-1. West Ham and Watford both drew in their game. So, yeah, as we can see right now, we've got a game in hand on most of the teams around us, but we've now been caught up by Aston Villa on goal difference right now, and that's the only reason we're outside the bottom 3. Desperately need at least a point here at home to Brighton. And I would say, really, based on the remaining fixtures we've got in the Premier League, we've got to get a win. It needs to be today. Burnley, please beat Newcastle. I mean, if we can beat Newcastle, then surely you can beat Newcastle. Oh, God. Sometimes the game just does not like you. Newcastle win as well as Aston Villa this weekend then. So we've got a game in hand on everyone now, but they're now out to 15th place with 25 points. Jeez, man, it's not looking good. Oh, and Guardiola's just been sacked by Man City as well. How very interesting indeed. As we're about to head into the second and final game of today's episode. A massive one here at home to Brighton and Hove Albion. So we could really do with a win. And on the back of our first win on camera and a big win on the weekend, on Wednesday night against Newcastle United, let's see if we can follow it up with another win here and 2 wins on the bounce. So we'll stick with the 4-1-2-3 then, the Gegenpress system, after the win in our last game. And this will be our team for it. Farines will come back in goal, with Lewis, Holding, Godfrey and Aaron's our back four. Our midfield trio will now be Tribal, Fernandes and Stiepermann. Buendia comes in on the left. Dembele will continue to start on the right, as will young Adam Ida up top. On the bench we've got Farman, Closer, Byram, Duda, Cantwell, Pookie and Dermich as well. And to be honest, I feel pretty confident. Come on you Canaries, let's make it back-to-back wins. First highlight coming very early on. It might well come to the Canaries as well. Possession in our favour, and Rob Holding just says, have it back, Brighton, we don't want it. But Buendia wins it back on Charlotto and puts it just wide of the post. Every time he starts running, I feel like he's going to do something magical. Still 0-0, but good start. Early bookings for Buendia and Godfrey, as I'll tell the boys to get creative. And a chance from a corner. Buendia whips it in, and is that a penalty? Fernandes has won us a penalty. Oh, God. Young Adam Ida. Yes! 3 goals in 2 games for the youngster. Norwich lead. Gelson wins the spot kick. Ida drills it in. We're in front against Brighton, and this would be huge. I can't believe after 4 straight episodes, not a single win on camera, we might have back-to-back today in lucky number 5. Ida is tearing it up right now. Moy sends it long, and it's a lovely ball by the Australian as well. As the cross is headed away by Fernandes, and now a chance to break here. Stiepermann sends it long, and Ida wins it back and sends it to Buendia, who controls. Oh, he's a magic man. He's done it again. I told you, if we stay up this season, it's all because of this man. We can't afford to lose him regardless of what division we're in. Emi Buendia is just superb. Ida with the assist. Oh, he nutmegged his man and drilled it past Ryan. Norwich double the lead before the break. Come on, you Canaries. Man, oh man, I can't believe this. We are 2-0 up here at Carrow Road, and on the verge of back-to-back wins here, and a huge one in the Premier League. I don't know what to say at half-time though, because if you've never played Football Manager before, basically when you're winning at half-time, if you tell the boys you're happy with the way things are going, that just instructs them to self-destruct, and you'll never win the game. But I never like to say don't let your performance levels drop either, because sometimes they can react negatively, but I will. And instead have gained focused and are motivated through that too. So half the game left to go. Plenty of the match remaining. Can't take anything for granted as we lead by 2-0. As Buendia and Fernandes makes it 3. Yes! Best win of the season is surely on the cards. Norwich 3, Brighton 0. We change to the Gegenpress. And we are surely going to record back-to-back victories into the FA Cup quarters. And this will be extraordinary. And we're not stopping. We're showing no mercy. Where is this Norwich been all season long? Dembele saved. And again. New signings, new tactics, new Norwich perhaps. As Fernandes plays it back to Rob Holding. And Tribal's going to knock it out wide here towards Max Aarons as we are searching for a 4th goal. I love this. We're not putting our foot on the ball. We're looking for more goals here because we know goal difference could prove to be crucial come the end of the season based on how tight it is right now down the bottom of the table. But what the fuck was that? Connolly's through. That is just shit. What on earth was that? I think we're going to be okay. Oh, God. What have I just missed? Oh, God. Buendia's just been sent off. Tribal. Stiepermann. Oh! It's over. It's over. Down to 10 men. But we hold on and extend our lead and regain our 3-goal cushion. Adamine the Tribal offloads to Stiepermann. What a goal. And perhaps contender for goal of the season. My goodness gracious me. Absolutely buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. Norwich 4, Brighton 1. And I'm going to passionately say to the boys, I'm very happy with the result and the way you play as well. Everyone put in a really good shift out there. And Buendia put us in a bit of trouble towards the end. But we managed to win it by 3 clear goals, and that is huge. And when you look at the fixtures we've got in the Premier League as well, we needed to win, I would say, one of these 3 games, because we've got Spurs away, we've got Everton at home. That Watford and Newcastle game is going to be crucial as well. But you look at our remaining fixtures, Southampton at home, who are bottom right now, then Leicester away, Man United at home as well. I can only see us winning 1 or perhaps 2 of these games here. So that was a huge, huge victory, and I can't believe it. We've had back-to-back wins today. We're into the FA Cup quarter-final, and in the Premier League, well, we're now 3 points clear of Aston Villa with just 9 games to go. New signings, new tactics, new Norwich, baby. Destiny's in our own hands. Destiny is in our own hands. Buzzing. But that's going to end today's episode, guys. It's all smiles for the first time in the series. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. And if you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. And I'll see you for the next episode very soon, featuring, we got to play that FA Cup quarter-final, surely, against Leicester away at the King Power. Yeah, we'll do that one. And I think we'll also do, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do Leicester away, and we'll play 2 games off camera, and then come back for Watford at home, which is a huge relegation 6-pointer as well. So yeah, Leicester away in the FA Cup quarter-final, and then a relegation 6-pointer home to the Hornets. Have a great day, guys. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the next episode, which hopefully is just as good as this one very soon.